This is clean. There is no shavings, no nothing on this Vanos valve. Absolutely clean. Okay. Lower Vanos valve. Absolutely clean. No metal shavings. If we were losing rod bearing material, it would have showed up on here. Hey guys, welcome back today. We got this 535 XI M Sport. This is engine that we rebuild, and we put it into this M Sport. We've got about 2,500 miles on the engine, and we developed a top end knock rattling. So right now we're trying to figure out what that is, what the rattling is. I was halfway through Chicago and I got the drivetrain malfunction, and then you started to hear the rattling. When I first installed the engine, we had a single light tap, sounded like a lifter knock, like a single one, very faint. When I built the engine, I bled and cleaned all the lifters, and I installed it, and I figured, okay, light single one, I'll run the engine for a little bit, and then, you know, at some point I'll go back in and maybe diagnose that and see whatever lifters I needed to change. But like I said, a couple days ago, halfway going into Chicago, and started to get the drivetrain malfunction, and it started to rattle a lot more. You guys were able to hear that. So first thing that I did, I wanted to isolate it and make sure I don't have a rod knock. So you guys saw I pulled the Vanos solenoids in the front, and I've inspected those. Those are pretty clean. There's no metal shavings, no copper, no nothing on that. Typically, if you started to lose metal shavings of any type in the oil, that'll show up on those screens. Nothing showed up there. So I went ahead, I go ahead and I'm going to clear the codes, and then I'm going to start it back up and see what comes back. Okay. We started the car. First of all, we cleared all the existing codes, started the car, ran it for a couple of minutes, and then rechecked the codes, and this is what came out. Ignore the bottom two. Is the first one, intermediate shaft sensor, high pressure pump, plausibility. So let's go ahead and go through that diagnosis here, okay? Okay, monitors the high pressure pump sensor, position sensor. So there's a fault in regard into the high pressure fuel pump and the position sensor. Okay, details gives us the information. Frequency, like I said, I just ran it for a couple of minutes. In that time we had 3 frequencies. Okay, and it gives you the information. And when dates, temperature, speed. Okay. All right, so it goes through it. This is an old school picture of the older style F10. That's not what I have. I don't have the larger. I have the smaller high pressure fuel pump. But what's important here is to understand the sensor. So in this one, the sensor is in the line, but on mine it's directly onto the fuel pump. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and check the pressure pump position sensor will be checked. Check lines and plugs between the following components: the digital motor electronics and the high pressure sensor. So it's a 3-wire sensor. If I were to blow this up, you would see it's right here. It's 1 wire here, 1 wire here, 1 wire here. That goes to the high pressure sensor, that goes to the DME. Really, I haven't, the correct way would have been to do a continuity test between the plug on the sensor to the DME, but visually I took a look and everything looks good. So I don't believe there's an issue with the wiring, because like I said, this just happened while driving. So I'm gonna go ahead and no fault was found in inspection of the plugs and wiring. I didn't remove the sensor was in there, so it's got to be installed correctly because the car was running fine. So high pressure pumps position sensor faulty. So stay tuned. I'm going to order a sensor, install it, but also when I go ahead, I'm going to check the cam that fuel high pressure pump rides on, and see if we are able to inspect or find anything. I might go ahead and try to get that off and take a look at that and take a look at that sensor, but stay tuned, okay? Alright, so we just got the intake manifold off, pulled it back. What we're looking for, this is our fuel, high pressure fuel pump position sensor right here. Right, this is our connection, this is our high pressure fuel pump. Fuel into the high pressure fuel pump actuated by the vacuum pump cam gear on here, then pressurizes the fuel, then sends it into the high pressure fuel rail and sends it to the injector. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and remove this high pressure fuel pump. I'm going to inject that cam follower on there and see what that looks like. First thing that I want to do, I want to release the pressure here. So, inspecting the cam inside there, you guys can see that cam inside there. That looks pretty clean. So that rotates with the vacuum pump and actuates the high pressure fuel pump per this plunger here. So this part here rides on the cam, actuates it up and down fuel pressure. Let's see here. Sits inside here and pushes this plunger up into here. So maybe we've got a bad pressure pump or sensor, but I believe the sensor is part of the pump, so we may need to replace the whole pump. Hey guys, welcome back here today on this 535 XIM Sport. We got our new fuel pump, high pressure fuel pump Bosch that came in. We're gonna go ahead and install this new pump. We're also gonna install the new cam follower gear, and we'll see if that solves our problem. All right, let's go ahead and get this installed and we'll go from there. All right, so we've installed the new high pressure fuel pump with the new cam follower, connected everything back up. I haven't put in the air filter on, so I'm gonna try to give this a start and see what this sounds like. Okay. Hey guys, so we installed a new high pressure fuel pump with the new plunger, and we started back up and we're getting the same type of a rattling sound. So and I'm getting the same code that is guiding me through to replace the high pressure fuel pump. So I don't know, I'm hearing some type of a mechanical tapping in the top, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the valve cover to have an inspection. And I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the chain module that connects the vacuum pump that drives the camshaft that drives the high pressure fuel pump. So I'm not sure. Let's dive into this and we'll take a look. Okay.